Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project, bringing you a grand solar minimum update on Tuesday, May 22nd at 11:51 p.m. Mountain Time 2018. You're looking at amazing renewed activity on the East Rift Zone, where lava fountaining is extending up to 500 feet above the ground. And scientists are speculating that this is the area where the new caldera is forming. As I suggested just 24 hours ago, that when Kilauea is erupting, which is most of the time, 65% of the time it's erupting in this fashion, it is almost never quiet. And there is even new rifts forming as we're making the video that have never been seen before. And there's one of them. North of the rift zone. This fountaining is intense, and the reason it's so intense is because it is no longer lava. It is pohoihoi. Pohoihoi lava, or rope-like lava, is the least viscous lava around. It literally is the most closely related to water, and it just flows. Look at the speed at which it flows. The lava is currently flowing at up to 400 meters per hour. Very quickly. It looks a little faster than that. I mean, we just looked at it flowing by there. Look at the speed of that lava right there. So there's homes being destroyed currently, and it's getting worse, as predicted. I'll leave you links to this video and many others. There is amazing footage coming out tonight, clearly, as 500-foot lava fountaining approaching the geothermal plant in Puna. Hawaii residents preparing to evacuate amid new dangers. Yeah, it's a triple threat. We've got explosions, lava bombs. Did you just see that? Quickly, I'll go back there. That is crazy. Look at these bombs. We got to see that again. Boom! So, Hawaii residents are preparing to evacuate amid new dangers. This dude has an awesome beard. Heads up. That's the guy who got hit with the lava bomb on the leg. So, get out. Danger grows as fissures spew new lava bombs. We saw it live here at the Oppenheimer Ranch Project. Heavy hail, rain hits Fort Collins and other northern Colorado communities. I'll leave you links to all this nonsense. Take a look at the flooding there. Heads up, Fort Collins. That's where I got my tractor. Here's a photo essay of the hail and the flooding. Heads up, there's a salon. What the hail? Hail comes down in North Royalton. This is Ohio. I don't know what's going on there. North Royalton, Ohio. A few cities in northeast Ohio experienced hail during Tuesday afternoon storms. Jeff Pyerkowski sent us video from State Wallings Road in North Royalton. We're not going to be able to see that ever. But you get the picture. There's hail. South Lubbock residents picking up the pieces after a hailstorm. I'll leave you links to that. That's in Texas. National Weather Service. Scattered storms will continue across the deep south. Showers and thunderstorms with locally heavy rain are possible across the central and northern plains. Unsettled weather will continue across the deep south and back into the lower Mississippi Valley with periodic showers and thunderstorms. Isolated severe thunderstorms with locally heavy rain are possible, and clearly hail, which they're not saying, except it's everywhere. We got a white screen. Yes, they are. Columbia County car owners paying cost of hailstorm. This is from earlier in the week. The hailstorm earlier in the week is from Hudson. Hundreds of Columbia County residents were without power after severe storms pummeled the region, bringing damaging winds and tennis ball-sized hail. The hail, which measured greater than an inch, I would expect so. Tennis balls are much bigger than that. Hail damage is covered by automobile insurance. If you want to know more about what happens when your car gets destroyed, read this article. It's linked below. Turkey, let's talk about it. Coming from Fresh Plaza, this is the food distribution network worldwide. A hailstorm last week in Kortate, southern Turkey, caused significant damage to tons of fruit. Apricots were knocked from the branches by the heavy hailstones, which also damaged foliage and turned the fields white. Growers reported that this was the second time this year that they had suffered significant financial losses due to the weather-related crop damage, which is going to turn up in your pocketbooks in months in the supermarkets. Heads up, as predicted. Seismic update. We've got some activity in Alaska, and the Ring of Fire is ringing, as expected. We have a seismic uptick, even though space weather is on the rise. So this is a solar minimum phenomenon. We're now having major flaring activity. We're going to be talking about this shortly, so stick with us. 5.4 here in New Zealand at 220 kilometers is not good. We could still be seeing major activity on the main island here with this activity moving around here. Tonga at the surface, 5.4, 4.4 in Fiji earlier. 5.4 up in the Kamchatka. This could be volcanic in nature, and I would expect these Aleutian quakes in Chirkov Island and out here at Atka, all volcanoes. Peru is rocking. 5.2 in Santiago de Cau. In Ecuador, 5.0 could be volcanic in nature. Chile has had some minor perturbations. We have a huge amount of activity in the Virgin Islands. Hundreds of quakes over the last 4 weeks. 3.0 in Oklahoma. What the frack? And a 2.6 in Lafayette, Georgia. A lot of people probably shitting their pants right now. New Madrid much? Bear with me, folks. By failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail. Thank you, Ben. Have you heard astrophysicists link volcanic eruptions and grand solar minimums? And so does Diamond and many others. Just not astrophysicists, okay? The eruption of Mount Kilauea in Hawaii has provided some stunning imagery for news reports. What's left out, however, is that Kilauea eruption is part of a global trend of increased volcanic eruptions and a harbinger of more to come. Also omitted from the news reports on the eruptions is an explanation of the cause. Not from this channel. We explain it ad infinitum, over and over. You are not the cause of climate change, folks. The cosmos is. Here's where you're at. The minimum of cycle 24. Here's predicted 25, 26. And yes, that's 27. Way down there. That's just 40 years out from now. They demonstrated conclusively in 2011 that explosive volcanic eruptions are triggered by cosmic rays. And in the next year, we are going to be in an all-time cosmic ray high period in recorded history. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? The mainstream is cosmic rays are high energy radiation which originates from outside our galaxy. They travel in streams from intergalactic sources, like rivers through the cosmos, fueled by supernova. The uptick in volcanic activity we're witnessing globally is being driven by these higher rates of cosmic rays hitting the planet. Whew. Finally, some sense. Let's look at the nonsense. This is Kilauea, and we have an uptick in the region. If we filter out the quakes and just go to today, we can see 62 quakes happening on the day. Could be the largest amount since the eruptive activity has occurred. Now, if we can ever get this to work, where you're going to see the quakes in red are at the main caldera in Kilauea here. which means we're looking for some major explosive activity to happen in the main caldera. The seismic activity in the rift zone is died off because the Pohoihoi lava is now flowing at a very high rate out of those fissures. Pohoihoi is not viscous, so there's much less seismicity associated with that flow, much more burning and dangerous gases, and a high lava output. But here's where the explosive activity is going to be happening in the next 24 to 48 hours. So heads up, those people, stay away from the park because there is lots of booms to come. Yes, they are. By failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail, folks. Did you hear that astrophysicists link volcanic eruptions and grand solar minimum? I'll leave you the links. Let's get on with it because there is an amazing amount of volcanic uptick. If we could simply get one of these. Merapi volcano alert level raised. Evacuations ordered in Indonesia. We've been covering this for the last 48 hours. Following 4 new explosions at Indonesia's Merapi on May 20th and 21st, 2018, authorities have raised the alert level for the volcano from level 1 to 2, should be at 4. All residents living within 3 kilometers are now ordered to evacuate. Hundreds of people have been killed by this volcano in just the last few hundred years. So, 600 people are living within the exclusion zone and thousands more are slightly further out. Heads up, Merapi. Worldwide volcano news update. Volcanoes today. We have Fuego, Merapi, Sakurajima, and Sabancaya. Dukono has continuous volcanic ash emissions. Fuego has possible volcanic ash emissions. Sakurajima exploded again for the 6th day in a row. Are you listening? Sabancaya volcanic ash advisory ongoing. Merapi, we just read you the news. That's not all. Stromboli exploding today. Typical moderate to strong explosions. Whew. Holy crap. Lava flows, toxic gases, and ash. Problems mount as eruptions continue. Here is the latest on Kilauea. It is insane. Have you seen this fountaining? Can you say uptick? This Pohoihoi lava is now moving at 400 kilometers per hour. I'm sorry, 400 meters. 400 meters per hour, which is burning swaths of the jungle. People are reporting that they woke up in the middle of the night and where they had just walked their dog was completely missing and now covered in lava, decimated. Not good. I'll leave you links. There's so much amazing footage coming out today. It is insane. This is the guy's backyard I just talked about, where the night before there was no lava, and now out his back door, it is Armageddon, literally. And if you listen to the audio, this guy is stunned. He absolutely, there are no words. He walked his dog over here last night. And he said, well, I guess I'm not walking the dog tonight. As literally his backyard lights on fire. And the toxic gas is extending for miles. And the volcanic haze the Lays with hydrochloric acid has now formed a 12 square mile cloud in the southeastern portion of the island. Do not go there to take photographs so that you get views on YouTube if you value your life. The events that are unfolding on Kilauea are extremely dangerous and serious, and they're only getting worse. And people, I'm sure, are only getting stupider. Heed the warnings. Because you think you're upwind and you're safe, the winds can change. You cannot outrun Mother Nature. The guy walked his dog right here the night before. What if the ground opened up while he was walking his dog? Sad state of affairs, folks. There are tons of videos. You'll get links to them all down below. Let's quickly finish up here. New giant volcano below sea is the largest in the world. This is as big as Olympus Mons. In fact, maybe bigger. It may be the biggest volcano in the solar system. Tamu Massif in the Northwest Pacific challenges traditional views of ocean science. And if this erupts under the ocean, folks, in the next few decades, game over. A volcano the size of New Mexico has been identified under the Pacific Ocean about 1,000 miles east of Japan, making it the biggest volcano on Earth and one of the biggest volcanoes in the solar system. Called the Tamu Massif, the giant shield volcano has been thought to be a composite of smaller structures, but now scientists say they must rethink long-held beliefs about marine geology, just like they're rethinking long-held beliefs about global warming. The findings goes against what we thought because we found that it is one of the huge volcanoes, said William Sager, a geology professor at the University of Houston, Texas. Sager is a lead authority in a study about the find and was published this week in peer-reviewed journal Nature Geoscience. It is in the same league as Olympus Mons on Mars, which had been considered to be the largest volcano in the solar system until now. The dome measures 280 by 400 miles, or more than 100,000 square miles, in one volcano. Whew. I will leave you links to that nightmare. If you can just bear with me, California volcano, we're talking about Lassen that obliterated forests and launched ash 280 miles away 103 years ago today, offers a warning. Yes, this California volcano erupted 103 years ago today, Mount Lassen, in spectacular fashion. Mount Lassen erupting May 22nd, 1915. Lassen Peak exploded 103 years ago, Tuesday, flattening farmland with a stream of mud, launching boulders and spewing a 5-mile-high cloud of debris that carried ashfall 250 miles to the east. The blast through the side of the volcano's crater rim was the most powerful in a series of eruptions from 1914 to 1917, a time that we call on this channel the centennial minimum. It's true, folks. The sun controls the weather and much more. It controls the outcome of what happens on the planet. And back here, during this solar minimum of cycle 14, when cosmic ray flux was high, very similar to where we are today, volcanoes were exploding. Which volcanoes? Lassen Peak. And that's not all. Here's Lassen. We also have Shasta erupting at the same time. Mount Hood, Mount St. Helens, and Mount Rainier. And back in the Dalton, we had Baker and Glacier and St. Helens as well, and Mount Hood as well. So in the next 10 years, these volcanoes are going to awaken. And I think it may be in the next 2 years that they actually will come awake. So I'll leave you links to the history. As history repeats itself, we are covering it live for you. And here's the information. Let's check space weather. We have come off the A floor and we're now heading into B range. So we have serious activity coming around the limb on back here, this spot that has not turned around yet. Look behind. This spot is not causing that activity. It's back here. So we have a very active region headed our way while this coronal hole stream is coupling with us currently. I'll leave you links to Solar Ham. This is Sunspot 2710, which we just looked at, which is not the one causing this flaring. This is the leading spot. Yes, it is. Guys, I hope you got something out of the video. We're going to be monitoring the sun closely. This activity could be one of the beginnings of the grid failure assessments. Now, as the magnetosphere wanes and solar flares are inevitable, we're going to get a big one to come forward here and hit Earth. And it's just going to be the beginning of the unfolding of the empire. Benjamin Franklin knew something. He started the Farmer's Almanac, which used the sun to predict the weather. Proper prior planning prevents piss poor performance, guys. Be safe.